What's up, people? It's your boy Jatuan. I'm here today in Flyout, and I wanted to try my best to make a procedural cockpit and do a build from beginning all the way to the end, using as many procedural parts as I could, and then use their painting tool to actually paint my craft, so I would have a craft that is 100% unique to myself, hopefully. So what I did is I went ahead, grabbed the procedural fuselage, and then started adjusting. This took me a lot longer than I thought it would because I have two kids running around me at sometimes. So they see me over here on my keyboard, they want to jump on my lap and see what I'm doing. It gets boring to them real quick, so they start kicking my keyboard. So yay! So I stayed at it, persisted, and I managed to get something that looked reminiscent of a generic cockpit created. And as I continued to go through and just slowly whittled it down, it began to look normal and more normal. And then I was like, hey, you know what? I can probably use this for their propeller, their World War II propeller competition they have going on. I forgot one very important thing. I have no idea how to use propellers in this game. And I was like, well, at this point, it's kind of, I've already committed this far to this video. So I'm using this cockpit. I'll just have to switch from my current nose cone over to an air intake. And that would work for me. So I started to just flatten the whole craft out and try to make it look a bit more presentable, which got me a little bit further. So then I was like, okay, rip out all the engine, let's put the wings. I actually had to take the wings and slide them way back because now I have my fuel and my engine offset because I just smashed the engine into the bottom of the craft. And I was like, okay, maybe this will work. So it's a really small engine, and it's got a little variable exhaust on it, the nozzle. And I had to shuffle my wings from the front to the back because now it's no longer a tail dragger, and I had to balance it completely back out, switch the way it retracts, and all of a sudden I had a craft that might work. So I was like, okay, little light single engine jet that has its wings kind of just about center of mass, so it should have some maneuverability. It's got a really big control surface on there for pitch and a really wide one for the roll. So, light support type craft. Cool, I'm gonna go with it. So I started taking this thing out for a test flight. This thing flies awesome. It almost blacks completely out. It almost reds completely out. And it's super maneuverable on the roll, on pitch. And I didn't play too much of yaw, but it had super stable yaw. And I was able to take this thing and cruise all over the clouds, blacking out, redding out. And trust me, this pilot would probably not be seeing his best of days. So after that, I was like, okay, well, cool. I have an aircraft. I want to see what happened. I want to paint it. But first, before I do that, I'm going to take it over to the water because, like I said in the other video, the water doesn't have, it doesn't really have physics. So I was like, well, I want to see what happens if I try to land in the water right now. So I attempted to land in the water, and absolute hilarity as I touched the water and just exploded. So yes, it's kind of in like KSP1 early alpha physics with the water, where water is death. So don't go into the water right now. But it looks beautiful. You can see right here, it's like skip, 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 and then kablooey. So I was like, okay, well, let me take it back and let me start painting her. So I'm not gonna. It's like, tell me you're a Cowboys fan without telling me you're a Cowboys fan. I totally did this thinking, oh man, this is a cool design. Didn't realize that I was actually just making a complete Cowboys fan plane. And hey, well, there you go, Cowboys fans. Be proud. But this is a really cool tool because you basically take it, you pick your decal, you can enlarge the decal size, shrink it back down, or you can rotate it so you can get exactly how you want it to look on there before you start committing to the painting, which is really cool. That's really powerful because now you can just go in there and custom paint your craft to make it look however you want. Why is this not in more games completely stock? This is like a level that's, I give, well, I shouldn't call it Boss anymore. Kit Bash has a really fantastic paint and decal system, but this one actually has a decal and paint system that actually lets you paint anything on any area as long as you can get to the area. So these two are like almost on par with one another, which is absolutely amazing to think that you have one guy in here and he's making this game and he has this paint system in here and it's kicking butt on all angles. So I really enjoyed this. It took me maybe an hour or so to get in here and really paint it the way I wanted it to look. And then once I was done, I realized I need to go back and repaint it a little bit more, do a few touch-ups, and then my Cowboys plane was completed. And I was able to go and take it for a real test drive. Now, when I did that, I realized that, hey, this plane, not only is it insanely sexy, because it is a beautiful plane, and also it's a Cowboys themed plane, and I am a big Cowboys fan. I don't watch their games anymore. It does kind of do this weird veer off the runway thing, but hey, everything else on it works fantastically. It lifts off at low speeds, super maneuverable, super stable. I just have to adjust, you get on X and it kind of set my pitch a little bit, a few, like 1 or 2 taps, and it's good. It's good for pitch. This thing is so sturdy once it gets up to speed. It's not as fast as some of my other planes, but it's way more sturdy. It's like a low strategic assault support craft that you could use that, a lot of people are starting to build things like that for, like, taking down cartels and supporting the Coast Guard, things like that of the nature. So this is something that has a role in the real world and also represents the Cowboys, which is even better. I know there's probably some other fans out there, and they're probably going to say something about Dak Prescott, but, I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm not going to comment back because I got nothing. Anyhow, this thing is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna just take a look at some of these maneuvers I was able to pull off with this thing. It's like coming in low. My other planes normally would crash into the ground, so I take this as a huge step forward in my development abilities in Flyout. And I love how stable it is at low altitudes. It just can cruise on, and then I can whip it up, almost black out, take it back around. And my favorite little maneuver to do with this little plane is to take it and fly in between the different buildings that's at the base. So I had a little clip right here of me just coming back around that I was going to post as a short, but I was like, wait, no, I want to post this main video first because this thing is actually pretty dang awesome. So I come in here and I just really cut it in close to the ground, as low as I can, flying between the buildings and right back out. And it felt so beautiful because this is the only craft I have that can do this, which is kind of a shame because everybody else out there is probably going to be like, what are you talking about, man? I have like all my crafts can do that. You're just a big disappointment. But that's fine. But this is my first craft that can do it, and I am hyper excited. Do you see the smile on my face? it takes a lot for a game to get this smile on my face. And when I finally nailed it, my kid came over, took her toy dinosaur, and started banging on my keyboard. So I had to end my recording on that fly right there because I couldn't figure out what all buttons she pressed. But still, that was a lot of fun. And I can honestly say this is one of my best flying aircraft. This actually got me wanting to build more aircraft in the game now. So now I'm like looking back at Flyout going, what else can I do in this game? And looking at some of my older designs and trying to piece through why they sucked so bad. But if you like that, you know what you would also like? The cowboy. No, you know you would probably like Lightning Bear. What you're seeing here, this is actually the first shirt I had printed out. Ignore this area here. My kids got to me this morning, and they were eating pancakes, and I didn't notice that they got me on the shoulder. But this is Lightning Bear, and Lightning Bear is my first design that I actually printed out for the Planet Zebby. This is the nuke line in UK D. Yeah, in UK in UKD. So it's Nerds United, and check that out. Look at that bear. That is a happy bear. That's the bear. And I absolutely love this design. Right now I'm using Etsy. I finally got my Etsy thing to work. So if you're wondering, oh my God, he's now trying to shove merch down our faces. No, I actually decided to chase a little childhood dream. And, you know, it's pretty cool online to be able to, you know, kick up your own little design thing. So I'm starting to design shirts again. This is one of my favorite ones. It was Lightning Bear. And so I have that one. I right now have 4 designs on Etsy. 2 of them are dresses. If that's your thing, then feel free to wear them. I have a lot more shirts, t-shirts, and everything that I am working on. Like 3 I'm currently working on right now. So yeah, times are crazy, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a great way to burn time, and yeah, it's coming along. But for now, I'm going to get on out of here. If you like what you see, hit that like button, drop me in a comment. Let me know what you think. Check out my Etsy page. It's just called Planet Zebby. I'll drop a link in the description down below. See what your favorite designs are, and drop me a comment what your favorite one is. And I love feedback, so definitely hit me up with your feedback, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. For now, it's your boy Jatwa, and I'm out. Peace. And Lightning Bear.